The Kansas City Chiefs are reportedly exploring what could become one of the most dramatic and consequential moves of the upcoming 2026 NFL Draft, with league insiders indicating that the organization is seriously evaluating the possibility of trading into the top 5, a decision that would underscore both urgency and ambition after a disappointing season that saw the franchise miss the playoffs. For a team that has spent much of the past decade competing at the highest level, the absence from postseason football represented a major shift in expectations, prompting both internal reflection and external speculation about how the Chiefs intend to retool their roster. Holding the number 9 overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, Kansas City possesses a valuable asset, but reports suggest that the front office is considering packaging that selection with additional draft capital in order to climb significantly higher, potentially all the way to the number 3 overall pick currently held by the Arizona Cardinals. Discussions between the two teams have reportedly taken place, and while negotiations remain fluid, the mere fact that talks have occurred highlights the Chiefs' willingness to consider bold action. Johnny Venerable added fuel to the speculation by noting that Kansas City's notable picks include numbers 9, 29, 40, and 74, a combination that could form the foundation of a compelling offer capable of convincing Arizona to move down. Such a trade would not be made lightly, as surrendering multiple selections would limit the team's ability to address depth across the roster, but the potential reward of landing a blue-chip prospect appears to be tempting the organization. The primary motivation behind a move into the top 3 is believed to be the pursuit of a dominant pass rusher, a player capable of transforming the defense and providing consistent pressure against opposing quarterbacks. Last season, Kansas City's defense showed flashes of excellence but lacked the kind of elite edge presence that can change games in critical moments, particularly against top-tier offenses. Analysts have pointed out that the 2026 draft class features several highly regarded defensive prospects with the size, speed, and versatility to become immediate impact players, and selecting within the top 3 would give the Chiefs access to that tier of talent. The idea of adding a pass rusher who can anchor the defensive front for years aligns with the team's broader strategy of building around cornerstone players at premium positions. Defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo has historically thrived when equipped with disruptive edge defenders, and the addition of such a player could unlock new schematic possibilities, from aggressive blitz packages to more flexible coverage looks behind a strengthened pass rush. Beyond scheme considerations, a dominant defensive presence could also shift the overall identity of the team, balancing an offense that has traditionally carried much of the load. Of course, the decision to trade up involves weighing significant risks, including the loss of multiple picks that could otherwise be used to address various roster needs. The Chiefs have long been praised for their ability to find value throughout the draft, and abandoning that approach for a single high-profile selection would represent a philosophical shift. However, missing the playoffs appears to have altered the organization's perspective, creating a sense that immediate impact talent may be necessary to accelerate a return to contention. If Kansas City ultimately decides against trading up and instead remains at number 9, the team could pivot toward addressing offensive needs, particularly at tight end, where the long-term future beyond Travis Kelce has become an increasingly important consideration. Kelce remains one of the most productive and influential players at his position, but planning for the future is essential, and the Chiefs have reportedly shown interest in Oregon tight end Kenyon Sadiq. Sadiq's athletic profile has generated considerable buzz, highlighted by his 4.39-second 40-yard dash at the Scouting Combine, a remarkable time for a player of his size. His ability to stretch the field vertically, create mismatches against linebackers and safeties, and contribute after the catch makes him an intriguing candidate to eventually step into a prominent role within the offense. Sports Illustrated's Gilbert Manzano noted that Kansas City has a significant need at cornerback following the departures of Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson, but he also emphasized the depth available at that position in this year's class, suggesting that the Chiefs could address it in later rounds. This flexibility could allow the team to prioritize a long-term offensive weapon early, particularly one who could learn directly from Kelce while gradually integrating into Andy Reid's system. Reid's offensive creativity has long been a hallmark of Kansas City's success, and the addition of a versatile tight end like Sadiq could inspire new formations, motion concepts, and matchup-driven play designs. The possibility of pairing a developing tight end with established playmakers could help maintain the offense's explosiveness even as the roster evolves. Meanwhile, the defensive side of the ball remains a focal point, and the allure of drafting a top-tier pass rusher continues to drive speculation about a trade. League insiders have suggested that multiple teams may attempt to move into the top 5, potentially creating a competitive bidding environment that could increase the cost for Kansas City. The Cardinals, holding the number 3 pick, may be open to trading down as part of a broader rebuilding strategy, making them a logical partner for negotiations. For Arizona, accumulating additional picks could accelerate roster development, while Kansas City would gain access to elite talent, creating a scenario that could benefit both franchises. The dynamics of draft day negotiations often involve shifting priorities, unexpected selections, and strategic maneuvering, meaning that discussions could intensify as the event approaches. Another layer of complexity involves the salary cap implications of drafting high-impact rookies. Selecting a premium defensive player near the top of the draft provides cost-controlled production at a critical position, allowing the team to allocate resources elsewhere. This financial flexibility could prove valuable as the Chiefs navigate future contract decisions and attempt to maintain competitiveness across the roster. Fans have begun debating the merits of the potential trade, with some advocating for an aggressive move to secure a defensive cornerstone, while others prefer retaining multiple selections to address depth. The coaching staff's evaluation will be crucial as they assess how potential targets would fit within existing schemes and long-term plans. Additionally, the psychological impact of a blockbuster trade cannot be overlooked, as it could energize the fan base and send a message to the rest of the league about Kansas City's intentions. Conversely, staying at number 9 and selecting a player like Sadiq would represent a more measured approach, focusing on sustainable development and offensive continuity. The Chiefs' front office must balance immediate needs with future planning, considering not only the talent available but also the broader trajectory of the franchise. The AFC remains highly competitive, with multiple teams investing heavily in both offense and defense, increasing the pressure on Kansas City to make impactful decisions. The outcome of the draft could shape the team's fortunes for years, influencing roster construction, strategic identity, and playoff aspirations. As speculation continues to build, insiders will monitor any developments in negotiations, while analysts project potential scenarios and evaluate the strengths of various prospects. Whether the Chiefs ultimately trade up for a defensive star or remain patient and target a versatile offensive weapon, the 2026 NFL Draft promises to be a defining moment for the franchise. The combination of urgency, opportunity, and high stakes ensures that Kansas City will be one of the most closely watched teams during the event, with fans eagerly anticipating the outcome. The organization's willingness to explore aggressive options reflects a commitment to returning to contention and restoring its status among the league's elite. As draft night approaches, the rumor mill will continue to churn, and the possibility of a blockbuster trade will remain at the forefront of discussions. Ultimately, the decisions made will not only determine the immediate composition of the roster but also influence the long-term direction of the Chiefs, shaping their pursuit of another championship and defining the next chapter in the franchise's evolving story. Thanks for watching and see you next time.